right.
It's free, so no excuses.
Megan, if you want to wait until 6 minutes to start recording it, I don't know if you can stop it and
Okay,
start.
I can do that.
Oh, there you are. We couldn't find you. Everyone, show us your faces this morning.
Everyone's still in their jammies.
Probably.
That's okay.
I thought about being in my jammies still, but then I was like, I might want to put a face on for this one.
Yeah. Just a little touch of makeup.
Well, as long as you got your notes.
Right. Got my notebook. Looking to see.
I feel like we should have some music or something.
I
I
know.
know, we need some jams. I mean, I'm not going to be sad if you do Christmas music. I'm already wearing all the Christmas.
Oh my God.
I had on my Christmas shoes like 2 days ago, and this little old lady, she's like, pointing to her husband, she's like, look, she's already wearing her Christmas shoes.
I think everyone's needing some holiday spirit.
Yeah. I'm about
Just
to put my tree up. I'm going to put my tree up before Thanksgiving, though, this year for the first time ever. Only because I'm leaving for Pennsylvania before Thanksgiving. So when I get back, I want it to be done.
If you can visit me, all mine are up.
I figured.
How many?
All but one, and that's just because it's not here yet. I ordered a Grinch tree.
How many do you have, Tina?
There'll be 6 total.
Wow. I have a friend that does that too. She puts one in every room.
I'm excited.
They're themed.
Well, the babies are old enough. They're like, especially Hazel, she's really old enough to get it. So it's just so different and fun again. Like, you know, when your kids were little and it was just so fun. Now my kids are big and it's like, I want, you know, a $600 laptop. You're like, that's not fun.
That's not fun. Who's excited for this training? Who's read GoPro? I hope everyone read it. That was literally the book that changed everything for me. It put my whole mindset for network marketing right. And I knew I could learn the skills.
Yeah, that event, that first GoPro event was what validated it all for me. That it
Yeah.
could be a profession and just all the stories of the people that have been with their company for decades.
Right.
Pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
You see the post that Rosemary did and ask how many companies you had been in and how much money you had made, and it showed the vast difference of people that just stuck it out had made way more money than those that had just, you know, bounce. I was like, that's so powerful because it's so easy to get shiny object syndrome in today's time because of social media. It's like, this thing is new, it's on.
Compound effect.
Right. We are at the amazing company right now. Right place, right time.
Yeah, this month has already been fire, huh?
Yeah, it has. All these exciting announcements. Who's going for their rank advancement this month and claiming that extra bonus?
Right?
Put it in the comments. Who's going for 5? Who's going for 10? Who's going for 25?
Let us know. Let us see.
I know we've got a lot of people on our team going for 5.
10K. Becky, 25. Kathy, 5. You've got this, ladies. This is going to be the month to do it with all this added training and extra stuff you're getting.
Yes.
The stuff from Eric Worre is so valuable. And of course, this is going to be I mean, worth $1 billion, this training alone. Right,
Oh,
ladies?
I like said to Eric Worre from 93 motivated. Maybe you can put that in the
yeah, I
comments,
want to see
Hillary.
that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I posted it to our team page too. That's a good one to post. I posted that at the first of the month. Fire them up. That's on this speech is on the Audible book too, if you guys didn't know that. All right. Well, it is 8 a.m., so we will get it kicked off and started. I will just introduce it and tell you guys what we're doing here. Myself, my name's Alicia Pacino. I'm a 250K affiliate with MDC. I've been with the company since July of 2017, and I'm here with some of my badass sidelines today. We are coming together to bring all of you a ton of fire this month because we are really excited about the GoPro Recruiting Challenge and the GoPro World Event Tour, the virtual event in December. And I know we were saying one of the books, like I said, is GoPro. It literally changed my life. It changed everything for me. When I listened to that book, I was like, hell yeah, I can make this business my bitch, right? Like, I could do this. Anyone can do this. And we are just going to go around today. We want to break down the skills for you. I'm going to let the girls go around and introduce themselves as well before we get started so you know who you're going to hear from. And then we're just going to go around. We're going to break down the skills week by week. We're going to start this week with the people, right? Skill 1. And how do I invite them to take a look at my business and all that stuff. So we're going to tips on how we do it. And then at the end, we will open it up for some Q&A, probably about 45 minutes into it, and you guys can ask. Like I said, I am here along with Easing on our company. I'm going to kick it over to super affiliate Judy Stallings and let her introduce herself. And then we've got Tina Carroll, Megan Shudark, Amy Hicks, Lindsay Tronalone, and they are all going to introduce themselves and tell you what they are at in MDC. And here we go.
Hey everybody, I'm Judy Stallings. I have been with My Daily Choice since June of 2017, and I'm really excited to come together with these great badasses and just talk to you guys about the different skills in the GoPro book that Eric Worre has put out. And I think that you're going to get a lot of good information because we all learn differently, we all learn different people. There are skills and things that some leaders do that I don't do. So I am super excited and my team is here to share in all of this. So I guess it's on to Tina Joy.
I'm so incredibly excited to be here. I'm Tina Joy Carroll. I've been here since September the 12th officially of 2018. I didn't launch that business until the 30th of September, but it has absolutely transformed my life. And just like Alicia, I went to GoPro in 2016 and I was negative income in network marketing. When I went to that event, I was not making any money at all in network marketing for my first 13 months. And so I say that to encourage you that no matter where you are, you can change it. And what changed for me at that GoPro event was that I just seen all of these people successful. I was watching them because he would ask a question like, if you've earned 6 figures or more, stand up. And I watched all of these people around me stand up in the room. And I was like, okay, if those people can do it, I can definitely do it. I just have to learn the skills. And so that's what you're in the next force doing is learning the skill. And absolutely beast at recruiting. So don't miss any Sunday. And I promise you this, something will come up. Something will happen. You'll get in a fight with your spouse. Your kids will act crazy. Something will happen. Understand that from the beginning and just say, you know what, I'm going to show up anyways. And
Amy?
Hey everybody, Amy Hicks. I'm out here in Colorado and I'm a 100K affiliate, and I joined with Alicia actually December of 2017. So coming up on 3 years already, which is, I feel like we're just getting started. I know everyone says that, but it takes that much time to like cultivate your tribe per se and who you are, and just getting familiarized with the company and the skills and all of that. So congratulate yourselves for being here, because I always say showing up is the first step. Just like it is a compounding effect. Sometimes you see peace, but you don't see but it's around leveling and going pro. So I'm excited to be with you guys the next, what, four weeks?
Saturdays.
Yeah.
All right.
Very first thing I want to do is congratulate each and every one of you for being here right now, because this is what it takes. Showing up on a Saturday and really going all in and allowing people who have done the things that you want to do pour into you. That is honestly how we all have made it here. So just super proud of all of you. This company is doing big things. So just feel confident in the fact that you're here, you're in it, and really get a pen and paper. Listen to what these leaders are going to tell you. And more than that, take today, pick one thing that you learn and put it into action. Action is everything in this business. So don't get overwhelmed and get into training mode and then never do anything with it. My biggest tip, just absorb it all and then pick one thing and put it into action today.
Love it. Megan, are you back? Did you unfreeze?
Yes. Sorry, I froze up there. So hello, everyone. My name is Megan Shudark. I have been with MDC since January 2017, but I did not launch it until May 2017 when we launched HempWorks. And I'm excited to do this with all these sideline leaders. I love this team community and culture with our company. I've been in other companies and I just didn't have the same sideline partnership like this. So I'm so excited to help bring all this. I actually have never been to an in-person GoPro, but I've watched them all online, and that's really what kind of sparked when I read this book. It just made everything click and the machine start running. So I'm excited to share with y'all what I've learned.
Love it. All right. Well, okay, guys, so we're just going to kick it off. Who wants to start by where do I find the people? So who wants to kick it off? Tina, you want to start it? Okay. And we'll just go around.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you find the people? That was my struggle, because if you don't know my story, I'm a high school dropout, a teenage mom, and a recovering alcoholic who'd been in jail twice, and no one believed that I was going to be capable of doing anything in the business world. So it certainly wasn't going to be my warm market, the people that I already currently knew that were going to be joining me in business. They were going to be watching for quite some time before they made a decision to join me. So where did I find the people? I found new people that didn't know my past, new people that knew nothing about me. And I did that using Facebook. I am not saying that you can't use TikTok, Instagram, Snappy Chat. You can use all of those things if you would like. I'm going to tell you where I did it. And I did it on Facebook, and I did it in groups. I did it in groups that I had things in common with people. Now, I want to say this. I didn't go into the groups like a vulture, okay, and like attack the people and like join my thing. Like, I wasn't creepy. I just went in groups that I genuinely had interest in, and I started making friends. And this is a crock pot mentality, okay? There are ways, and I'm sure we'll get to that. Someone will talk about it, but there are ways that you can do it faster. But for me in the beginning, I just had to understand that I had to have a little bit of a crock pot mentality, and I had to go in there and build relationships. It's obvious I went in a lot of Disney groups. Why? Because I'm a Disney chick, okay? And so I love Disney. It was easy for me to talk about Disney with people and build relationships with people.
I have a headache right now.
Oh, I'm sorry you have a headache.
I don't remember, but
and I probably should say this, because this has happened more often than I would like to admit. You are on video. Okay, so if you just know that, if maybe you didn't know that, so keep your clothes on. Okay. Make sure that you understand that you're on video. So I used groups on Facebook. I also understood something very, very powerful. Someone told me in the beginning about live video, and I was awful. I was worse than awful. It was really bad. If I showed you one of my first year of videos, you'd be like, oh my God. But I understood something, and this is what I want you to hear me if you don't hear anything else I say today. All I had to do was outlast the quitters. That was it. Because how many people have you seen join this industry and they stay for 30, 60, or 90 days, and they're like all fired up, and they're so excited, they're going to change the world, change their life. They post, and then they fall off the face of the planet. I understood I just had to outlast those people and people would take me serious because I was in it for the long haul. And so I went live for 187 days straight. Is there something magical about that number? No, that's just the day I finally decided, okay, I don't have to do this every day anymore. But I will tell you this, it was between day 80 and 90 that I hit my tipping point. And what I mean by that is finally people were paying attention to me. It wasn't just my husband jumping on like, oh, babe, you're doing awesome. It was actual people who were interested in the business. And it was during that time that I was propelling myself to become a six-figure earner into the industry. Why? Because people were taking me serious. I was showing up every single day. They were like, okay, maybe I do want to do this thing with her. And it was then that I started to attract the kind of people that I wanted into my business. So I just want to encourage you that the things that you learn from this, implement them and be prepared to implement them for the long haul, not just for 30 days or, you know what, I'm going to give this till the end of the year. And if it doesn't work, I'm out. Guys, you've already quit. You might as well quit today if that's your mindset, right? You've got to be in this for the long haul and decide to commit to the long-term vision with some short-term goals.
Amen. Love it. Thank you, Tina. That was great. So who else? Who wants to go next? Amy, you want to tell us what you're doing?
Yeah. And I mean, just to follow on that thought, like people follow people who know where they're going, right? And who are confident and who are excited. I mean, just always hearing the thing that people remember what 30% of what you said and 70% how you said it. So, you know, we're our own worst critics. So when you are just starting out in this industry, it's putting yourself out there. And I think one thing I had to get really comfortable with was being more open to accepting those friendships or like listening to those purposefully listening to those conversations. You know, when you're at the store, lifting your head up from your phone and making eye contact with people and smiling. And so a lot of it is your own body language and your own getting over some of your own fears to put yourself out there. So just remember that sometimes it's I'm really big on that attraction marketing. And I think that like Tina said too, finding your niche, finding those people that relate to you and you relate to. In my first company, I was just like, oh, anybody and everybody. And then I wondered why I looked at like my very small team and was like, I wouldn't even hang out with some of these people like on the side, you know? And I think that is huge. That's everything. We get to manifest our culture here and the people we want to work with. And another thing is like how we talk to ourselves. So who out there finds themselves saying things like, oh, I just need to get one more person. I need to get some more people. You guys, we don't need these people. They need us, right? Like they need the solution that we have. So a lot of it is your positioning, you know, is who you're talking to, what value you're bringing them. You know, we are solution. We're problem solution people. So get really good at opening your ears and shutting your mouth and listening to. You can get so much market research just online, and by seeing what people's problems are, you can start solving them before they even have a chance to reach out to you. So my whole advice would be to really nail down what your specialty is and what kind of value you're bringing and where these people are. Where are they? Are they in interest groups online? I know one of the things that kind of helped me too was to find one group that isn't, I know right now we can't really get out a whole lot, but a little bit more. I do have, I'm part of a chamber of commerce. So one day a week I get to go out and actually get belly to belly with people. And that's a little bit refreshing because we all know how overwhelming the online space can be. So I think the more you can just narrow it down and focus, zone in, you guys, you don't need to be in 10,000 places. Like really less is more. If everyone's your market, no one is. You're just another fish in the sea. So that's why, you know, you have specialty doctors. People are more likely if they're dealing with something specific, they're going to go seek out that person. So be that person that people are seeking out and referring. And like Tina said, form the relationships, because we underestimate the power of like that those few quality customer relations. That is going to lead to so many referrals. That's going to be your residual. We want people ordering without us telling them to. Obviously we're always bringing in new, but that's the residual, is taking care of those customers that we already have, watering those seeds. So most of the people that come into your business are going to be people that you've cultivated relationships with after. You go through your warm market so quick, or not even at all. So just don't get discouraged, and know that like the people that you're going to help haven't even come into your business yet. You haven't even met them yet. So again, it's to be willing to kind of take the time to cultivate that.
For sure, you guys, that's right. Like, we're just a few years old. This company is still in such the beginning state, and there's so many people in the world. So I love what Tina was saying, finding them online in Facebook groups, and Amy, like, finding your niche, you guys, like, but what do you do? Like, one of the things, I'll tell you what I do now. One of the things I do when you run out of your like warm market and you're tapped out on Facebook, like Amy was saying, she's in leads groups, but there's tons of networking groups out there. Like meetup.com was a huge tool for me when I got started. I went there and I started looking for different groups, like women's groups, or, things that I had people in common with. Women in wine. I like to drink wine. So I was going out to meet girls to drink some wine with, right? Like, and getting involved in groups like that. And then it became more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, more strategic for me. Like, now I'm in a BNI, a Business Networking International. They're all over the world. It's one of the largest networking groups in the world. You can join that, and you can visit other chapters and go and put yourself, like, I've really, put myself as the CBD girl in BNI around Arizona, right? Like, I go and visit other chapters, and I make sure people know who I am. So I love Belly to Belly. And I know now, like, we can't really get out that much, but you will find some groups. Am I freezing, Amy?
No, you're just really fast now.
I'm really fast now.
I think it's okay though.
Okay. I'm like, some people like are freezing. So I was thinking maybe I was too. But networking groups are huge. And like I said, you can find them online on Facebook. You can find different groups to get involved with, and get out. Another thing I did was going to vendor events and setting up at vendor events and meeting other vendors, and then networking with them. I actually created a networking group in my old town where Ange is on here, in Clarion area, where I got a bunch of people together who were in different industries and networked together and kind of referred each other out on that way. So that is some of my tips for finding people. Judy, where are you finding peeps?
I actually really admire those of you who can get out there and do that belly to belly, because I'm going to tell you what, I'm actually more on the introverted side. So when I get out in a crowd of people, I'm just, I'm not the social butterfly. I'm the one that kind of stands behind everybody else. But for me, just like Tina Joy, it's been Facebook all along. I've been in network marketing since 2011. Seriously? Now, let's face it. I mean, I've been trying things since I was like 25 years old, but I never understood the concept. So I just joined a company and just sat there and thought, hey, where's my check? And it never came, because I never did anything. I never tried to sell products. I didn't tell people about the products. So you have to get out of that comfort zone. I think what made it so much easier for us these days is the fact that we do have social media. You can sit at home and you can form relationships with people. And that's just really, that's the key to every success that I've ever had. But it did not start out that way. In 2011, I was so focused on making money and being successful and recruiting people. And I didn't really form relationships. I was just trying, I was just telling everybody, hey, join my business. You can make 1,800, this whole thing about the hype where you're fill a matrix or do whatever, and I found out that is the wrong way to do it, because in an entire year in that company, I made $700, not $700 in a month, $700 in the entire year. And most people most people would have said, you know what, screw this. This, MLM doesn't work. It sucks. But honestly, it all came down to I had a product that I believed in, and it just took figuring out the best way to market the product and build my team. And it all came down to just talking to people and about a product that had the passion about the product that I loved, and in groups started making relationships with people and not trying to sell them on an opportunity to come into the business, but just sharing a product with them. And that's how the team was built, on people like me who did not consider themselves professional network marketers, but people who were housewives just looking to make an extra income, and they love the product and want to know how they could do what I do. And single moms, there's so many people out there that could really benefit from making a couple $100s to a couple $1,000s extra a month. And if you're out there looking for people who are professionals who have been in network marketing all their life, those are great to have. But when you have a team that you can relate to, people who maybe it's the first time they've ever done this kind of business, and you can actually have that team spirit and that tribe feeling, and just a place where people feel like they belong, it makes a huge difference in building your team. So that's about all I have, just finding people through building relationships. And a couple others have talked about this as well. You can do that through Facebook. I think it's super important that on your Facebook profile, you need to be seen as a person who has good content and you're positive and people want to follow you. Because if you're negative and you're always talking about politics or always dropping F-bombs, not that there's anything wrong with F-bombs, but you don't want to drop them on your Facebook. I mean, I'll unfollow someone, unfriend someone if I see that all the time, because I'm not approved, because, but I don't want to see it on my Facebook. But you just build those relationships with Facebook by providing good content and being someone that people want to follow. I mean, look at Tina Joy with those mouse ears. People see that and they're drawn to that. So make yourself unique and just be positive. And just to touch on the lives, a lot of people tell me they're scared to death to do a live. They've never done it before. The first time I did a live, I was in Key West, Florida, on a cruise stop, and my sister and I were there, and I said, hey, let's go live on Facebook. And I'd never done it before, but just doing something like that where we just went and we were like, oh my gosh, we're like, oh my gosh, somebody's watching us. We were just being ourselves on that live, and that led me to feeling okay getting on and doing a live myself, even though I was super nervous at first. But I think that's the best way. If you're scared to death to do it, don't do your first live and talk about your business, your products. Do your first live and be yourself. So that's what I have.
Love it. Be yourself and building relationships, right, guys? That's what network marketing is. It really, truly is about just building relationships, solid relationships. Like Tina said, she wasn't in people's inbox like, join my business. We're going to get to how we invite people to look at our business after Lindsay and Megan share with us some stuff that they're doing. So Lindsay, I'll let you kick it off, and then Megan, you can wrap it up, and then we'll get into the next section.
Yes, super excited. Okay, you guys, there's been so many bombs dropped here. I hope you're taking great notes. I'm going to give you 2 action steps. So things that if you're feeling like into your business today, I want you to go and put it into action today, because action, like I said, is everything. GoPro, like a lot of these leaders said, really changed everything for me as well. So much so that I did Eric's How to Recruit 20 People in 30 Days, and I did it twice actually. And it changed everything about my business. So what I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about is how to go fast. I believe in this business, you should have multiple ways to build. One of those ways is absolutely building relationships, and you should always be building relationships. But I'm going to give you guys some things so that you can go out today and get a little traction in your business, because the more traction you get, the more confidence you build, the more likely you are to talk to more people about your business and about the product. So the first thing you want to focus on is get serious about your business. Time block out to work your business. Make time in your schedule. Don't just wait for an opportunity that you might get 15 minutes and you go, okay, great, I've got time. What do I do now? Like, who do I message? Oh my gosh, I haven't followed up with that customer. She's going to think I don't care about her, right? So make time in your schedule, time block it out. However busy you are, I know you have 10 to 15 minutes to send some messages. So the first thing I would highly encourage you guys to do is time block out in your week, in your day, and make time to do specific income producing activities. Not scrolling. We're not scrolling. We're doing income producing activities. And one of those is to reach out to your current customers. Okay. Any customer, maybe they ordered this month, maybe they ordered 6 months ago, does not matter. And you want to ask them how they're feeling. How has the product they've been using helped them? Okay, and get their opinion. Maybe they love the flavor. Maybe they started sleeping better, whatever they were using it for, and get 2 to 3 sentences. Okay, not even, can be just 2 sentences, and have them make a post on their profile just describing how they feel because of the oil, the cream that they're using. That's going to open you up to a whole network of people that you would have never had access to before. And if you have a relationship with that customer, another great segue to the business is you can now go to, let's say Amy is my customer, and I say, Amy, I love that you're having such a great result with our oil. Would you mind making a post for me? And Amy's going to go, no problem. Like, I love the oil. I would love to help you. Whatever. Amy makes the post for me. Amy's post blows up. Okay. She's got like 50 comments on that post. People going, oh my gosh, what are you using? I'm psyched. But now Amy is psyched also because she's realizing she's got a hot network for CBD, right? So now I can maybe transition to Amy like, hey, Amy, thank you so much. I'm happy to send you a face mask, a sample for doing this for me. But just so you know, you could actually upgrade to become an affiliate and you could sign all these leads. This could be your start to your business. So please don't think that prospecting is only people that you randomly connect with. I would bet most of you on here have a network of customers that you haven't done this with yet. And you could tap into 2 or 3, okay? Not 10, not 20, 2 or 3 that could really blow up for you. So that's tip number 1 that I have for you guys. And then the next tip for prospecting is I want you to take a look at your checking account and I want you to see who you're paying. Who are you paying to cut your grass? Who are you paying to cut your hair? Who are you paying to do your nails? Who are you paying to do a service for you? And ask them or tell them about your business. You're already doing business with that person. How easy would it be for me to go to Megan and say, Megan, girl, you're cutting my hair. I love it. I always look fab. Hey, listen, I don't know if you've seen my post, but I actually have a CBD oil business. Would you be open to trying a product and giving me your testimony? Like Megan, maybe she'll say no, but maybe she'll say yes. And maybe she'll fall in love with it. And maybe she loves our hair care products because she's doing my hair, right? And I've opened up into a whole nother network. So start to think about the people you're already doing business with, your customers, people that you're paying money to do business with, and make a network with those people. Prospecting does not have to be scary, my friends. Even though the thought of rejection is very terrifying for every single leader on here. When we first got started, the no word was terrifying for all of us. So you're not alone in that regard, but please understand action is everything. You have to talk to people about your business. You have to introduce them to the product, to the opportunity, and you also have to build those relationships. Not everybody's going to be a yes on day 1, but that doesn't mean they won't be a yes on day 30 or day 60 or day 180. Like I had a girl in my inbox. I've been watching you for 2 years. I'm ready. I didn't know, right? So take these tips that I've given you guys today and put one into action today and see how that makes you feel about your business, be intentional about your business, make time for your business. And I promise you, consistent action like this will take you to wherever you want to go in this company.
For sure, you guys. Action is everything. Action speaks louder than words. That's what I always tell my son, right? So get out there today and do it. Megan, what are you doing?
All right. Hello, everyone. I hope it's not too loud. I am actually, who loves that you can just travel whenever you need to and still run this business? So it might be a little loud. I'm at a little truck stop, but it's okay. So I, like many of these other ones, also utilize Facebook. And I love that Lindsay just gave y'all some action. I'm always telling my team, like, just quit taking the training notes and start applying the action. So I really, really, really hope that y'all wrote those down, because that's awesome. I actually wrote it down because I'm going to go do it. So I utilized Facebook as well. I actually am too a introvert. So the whole BNI and meeting people in real life, I guess you could say, was not for me. I am a social butterfly, but on the computer. So I did the same thing. I utilized social media. When I first started, I did not have a huge following. I didn't have a bunch of friends. I had like 200 friends, I think, that I went to high school with, your warm market. And I was not getting ready to try to add them, recruit them, or do any of that. So I started with the groups as well. I kind of took an alternative approach, because when I first joined, I was very poor. And so that's I was broke and I was just really struggling. So those are the people that I kind of started reaching out to, started adding into my network, was because I knew that I could relate to those types of people. I couldn't relate to somebody who has been in this industry forever. I couldn't relate to somebody who was making more money than I am. I couldn't relate to the professionals just quite yet. So I wanted to relate to, find people that were everyday people, because that's who I related to. I can't tell you how many times when I hop on the phone with somebody, I can tell them how much and how successful I am. That does not impress anybody. I can tell you that right now. It doesn't matter if you're making $1 million a year. They're not impressed by that. They're impressed by the smaller things that are happening in your business. Like, they're more relatable to $100 a month, $100 a week, $1,000 a month, versus going big and saying, oh my gosh, you can make 10K in 1 month. They're not impressed by that. So that's how I got started, is really just starting on Facebook. I started in the groups as well. I didn't find a niche in the groups. I kind of started, like Alicia said, with those network marketing groups, because I had been in the industry for 8 years prior, and I knew, hey, if I was looking for something else, there might be others looking for something else. And a lot of the times, people in those groups, they're not even in network marketing companies. They're just in there looking for a network marketing company. So those are great groups to really find people. And I did live videos. That was the one thing, the one tool that changed my business, was live videos. I didn't do a lot of posts online. I didn't do a lot of messaging. I just did live videos. And let me tell you, I hear all the time, well, I only have 1 viewer, or every time I go live, nobody's watching me. That happened to me too. When I first started, nobody was on. Nobody was watching. I had maybe like 25 replays, no comments. I was literally talking to myself. But that built up my confidence, and that built up the confidence, because practice makes perfect. So I would use those as practice when I first started. Yeah, I'm talking to myself, but I would learn, like, oh, I probably shouldn't do that, or gosh, I touch my hair a lot, or just all these different things you learn when you start doing these. But when I consistently started doing them, I was having hundreds of people jumping on, thousands of replays. So everybody has got to start somewhere. So don't fret if nobody's watching, or there's 1 or 2 viewers. Just do that action, because that will start building your business, because videos are dominating this industry right now. But yeah, that's how I started and how I kind of found my people.
Love it. Thank you. Who is learning so much? I'm loving all of this, you guys.
Can I add something to real quick to what Lindsay brought up? It made me think too, like, you guys, don't be afraid to give other people referrals too. Like those people she was saying that you already are doing business with. Like it's a giver's gain. I mean, Alicia, you always talk about that in BNI, but when you become known as that person that's always making those connections, like, oh my gosh, you two would be great together, or like ask people, like, who's your ideal client? I know a lot of people big in the, into networking, maybe, who can I bring your way? And then those people are going to be more likely to reciprocate that. So it's not always who you know, but who they know. And so then it's just being really meticulous with your lists. I can't tell you how many times those lists help me like relieve so much pressure, because I'm like, I don't even have to think about who I need to follow up with. It's just there. So
Sure. Oh, okay. Sorry. Now, where are we at?
sorry, I just had to get that in there.
No. I love it. I'm loving all the info. So, okay, now the next one is like, so you're finding these people, right? Now, how do we invite them to take a look at our products, our opportunity, all the things? The great news is that we have amazing tools provided for free, right? Right in our back office, those new videos. I've watched them this week. Wow, I am so excited to start showing those to people. So Josh has made it super easy for us to invite this to, you know, ask people and show them. He's given us the great tool. But how do you ask people, right? So I know, like we've been saying, like getting in inboxes and building relationships. But like the first thing for me, like when I start talking to people, and I'll let you guys play off of this, is like I simply just get in their inbox and I'm like, hey, Lindsay, how are you? I see you're in network marketing. That's what I do too. How long have you been doing it? Have you read GoPro? I always ask things like that and start a conversation, or reaching out to people and just asking them questions about them. How long have you, I see you just had a grandbaby born, Tina. How is life going? How has that been, right? Like building that rapport with them. And then that's going to get them, for me, it's turned into people asking me about what I do. And then they're like intrigued. And then I'm like, oh, I can send you a quick video if you want to take a look at it. Give me your email address. And I enter them in. I don't know about you guys. And then I send them a link to get back in. How about you guys? What are you doing? Who wants to go first? Tina?
I love this one. Because this is the one I think most people get stuck at. How many of you feel like you get stuck when it comes to asking the question, or you hear that from your team? They're like, I just don't know what to say. I feel like I'm bugging people. Well, I don't want to be that person. Well, this is going to sting a little bit, okay? But I'm going to take off my friend ears and put on my coaching ears, and we're going to talk about some stuff that you need to hear, okay? Stop making it about you and how you feel. Okay, because here's the truth of the matter. Whoa, who's coming here? Alicia, can you help me? We've got
Megan got it. Okay.
Because here's the deal. When I was a single mom making $12,000 a year, and I'm still, literally my daughter and I were talking about this the other day. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I fed them. I don't know how we did all the things, all right? No one presented me with the opportunity, probably because they were either A, they prejudged me because of my situation, or B, they made it about them and they didn't want to bug me or get, they got in their own way. Okay, so we're going to take that off the table first, and you're going to start making it about you, and you're going to stop prejudging people, and you're going to speak to everyone. Equally, everyone deserves to hear about this opportunity. It is not your job to decide whether it's for them or not. It is your job to offer it to them. If you want to make the kind of money that you see the people that are teaching you on this Zoom make, which is millions, okay? Like, I don't know the math, but it's ridiculous how much money just the speakers on this one training are making here at NBC. You've got to get into the inbox of people, and you've just got to ask the question and stop making it about you. And what if they say no? What if they say no? No big deal. Then you're going to ask for referrals. So here's what I would recommend that you do. Just like Lindsay was talking about, getting in the inbox and start asking people, here's what I would do. I would start doing exactly what Lindsay said. And when they tell you no, say, you know what, that's totally fine. I appreciate you hearing me out. It was super, super nerve-wracking to even ask you that question. Like, put it out there. Tell them you're nervous, right? And you know why you want to do that? This is where I want you to hear me. Because if they do decide to join you, because you've now planted the seed, and they might not do it right away, they could do it in a year or 2 years or 3 years or whatever, they are going to then think to themselves, you know what, Tina did it and she was super nervous. So it's normal for me to be nervous about doing this. You are teaching your person the moment you start speaking to them. Okay, you're teaching them exactly how to do business the moment you start speaking to them. So tell them, let's just address the elephant in the room. I'm freaking nervous, but I have to tell you about this, right? I have to tell you about this. I'd be a terrible friend I didn't. And honestly, I don't want you to be pissed off at me whenever you see that I've made it big and I didn't tell you about it, right? So I'm just going to put it out there right now. You can do this with me. Here's the information. They're like, girl, you go do you. You're crazy, girl, go do you. Then you're going to say, I just appreciate you hearing me out. Do you know anybody that's looking to make some extra money that maybe you could refer my way? If they say no, say, okay, awesome. Keep me in mind. If you see somebody on social media, just keep me in mind, right? If they say yes, then you get in contact with that person. Next thing is this. Keep it short and sweet, right? Oftentimes what happens, especially those of us that have been in the industry for a while, we over talk. And I remember someone asking me one time, they're like, Tina, like, how do you recruit so many people? How do you get so many customers? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, let me think about it for a second, because for me, I wasn't really sure what made it quote unquote easier for me. And here's the thing, it wasn't easier for me. I just kept it short and sweet. I don't over talk. I use the tools. I don't ever try to look like I'm the professional. I want them to look at me and think, okay, if she can do it, I can totally do it. Right? Most of us, we get in the industry a little while, we get a little bit of knowledge, and then somebody gets in our inbox, or we're in their inbox, and we're like, hang on, let me tell you. And you're like, and you're just literally listing out all these things, and like, you know, I was going to do it. There's no way, oops, hang on. There's no way that I'm going to be able to learn all that, right? So here is my practical tip. A, ask the question. Just ask if they're open to taking a look. We have the coolest the pre-enroll system, just so that we're clear. I was looking at 4 other companies before I came to MDC. 4 companies. Knew I was going somewhere. 4. Do you know why I came here? The system. The pre-enroll system. I understood the moment I got that first email how powerful it is. So if you aren't using that pre-enroll system, you're missing a huge part of why people will join you over other companies out there, okay? So just talk to them. Plug them into that pre-enroll system. Guys, all 4 videos now combined in the pre-enroll is 12-ish minutes. 12-ish, like I don't know the exact seconds. That's why I'm saying 12-ish. But it's 12-ish minutes. Everyone has 12 minutes. And I would ask them a question like, hey, Alicia, do you have 12 minutes to watch a video that may or may not change your life? 12 minutes, right? 12 minutes. Everyone has 12 minutes, okay? And then they're in the system. They're locked in. They're going to get those emails. And if you aren't already doing this, we got to have a talk. Every single Thursday, you need to be, Thursdays need to be blocked out to do this, okay? On Thursdays, we don't get our nails done. We don't get our hair done. On Thursdays, we follow up with everyone in our contact manager. You're going to get in your contact manager, and you're going to look at those people, and you're going to see how many people that they have under them. And you're going to message them, hey, Alicia, girl, I don't know if you've seen those emails that's been coming to you or not, but you have 4 people that are already in your left leg. Like, sign up and lock this in, sister. Right? You've got to create the FOMO. You got to create the intensity. You got to create them like that. What? Don't you dare miss out on this. I've been building you a team while you've been hanging out over there, right? Make sure that they understand the power of that. And you need to do it for every single one. You've been thinking to yourself, but I pre-enrolled like 600 people last week. Well, congratulations, first of all, from the beast. Second, hire some help.
Oh, unmute Tina. Okay.
Get you some help that from somebody that can help you get those messages out to people if you've got a ton, right? But I promise you, if you will do these simple tasks and you will do them consistently, and if you will do them over a long period of time, you will have insane results.
Insane. I love it. I love it. Who else? What else? Amy?
Well, you guys, did you see the part in the book where it asked if you are a poser, an amateur, or a professional? I liked that. Let us know in the comments where you think you are, because I think sometimes we think we're doing more than we are, and we're not really, like we said, doing those income producing activities. So to be a professional, that's just part of our job. It's part of our description, is to reach out and invite people into what we have, right? Like we always say, you are doing your community a disservice. What if you had never seen this cross your path or heard about it? So a lot of it is just your own mental mind block. And I think that's what's going to be great about this 7-day recruiting challenge, because it's just part of the job description. Like if you're going to make this your career, you're done just kind of like doing that popcorn effect where you're never really getting fully ahead. You're just kind of like, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. then someone quits and you're like, oh my gosh, my one team member quit. Like, you guys, you should always be bringing in more people. I know a lot of times we get hung up. Like, who gets hung up? I'm sure there's someone right now that you're like, why won't this person get off the fence? Right? Like, stop wasting your energy on people who don't see it, because you're passing up, you're missing those people who really do. Like, you're all here today. There's more people like us out there. So utilize, just what I write down, utilize the tools that are already there for you, and start putting them into action. Utilize your upline. I hate using that word upline, like we're all business partners, but there are people above you that have been doing it longer, and we just might have a better lingo when talking to someone. I know when I first started, I look back and there were things that I probably could have done differently, but I lost that person because I was either doing all the talking, like Tina said, I wasn't listening to them. I can't tell you how many times now when I talk to somebody and you got to ask questions. Like, get really good at knowing what questions to ask people. Like, even when we're forming relationships in Messenger and you're just kind of like getting to know people, that dating part of your relationship where you're kind of back and forth getting to know one another, you can find out so much about somebody, and that's when you can really put these suggestions in their head, like, well, are you open to another stream of income, or are you familiar with CBD, or do you know someone? Like, feed them where you want the conversation to go. And sometimes it's just also seeing the potential in others and giving them that confidence, like, gosh, so many people, you're so, give them some compliments. Like, you're already so holistic. Like, you would be so great at helping others. Have you considered that? And, just like putting these ideas in their head, their wheels start to get spinning, right? And I think sometimes too, we really, we get so nervous and we work this up, and people can feel that energy. Guys, this isn't life or death. I always say that, like, maybe it's just me because I'm the type of person where I'm like, I'll try it. Like, if it works, it works. If not, whatever, And so take some of those expectations out of your own head too, because I can't tell you how many times who's had someone that's like, oh, this person's going to be such a rock star. I finally got my runner. And then they come in and it's like crickets. And then it's the person that's never even done network marketing, that's all gung-ho, comes in, they're willing, they're coachable, they're hungry, right? Isn't Eric Worre the one that said that? Are you willing, coachable, and hungry? So if they don't check those off their list, then maybe they're not the right person. Like, this isn't for everybody. So start, we get to be a headhunter a little bit with this house of brands. That's really cool, because I see these people on Instagram that are just like influencer marketers, and they get these like accounts where they're just getting a discount code here and there. And it's because these companies seek them out because of the type of people that they're interacting with, their niche, right? So like, we can do the same thing. Maybe there's some spiritual coaches out there, or yoga instructors who would love I don't have them with me, but our mantra, right? Because that's totally in their wheelhouse. Everyone's looking for more income, right? So while not everybody has to like come in and make this their full-time career, there's a lot of people that might want to have some monetized income. So there's just a lot of different ways I think that we can build this and seek people out, because we do have all these different brands. So a lot of it is you too, getting out there and becoming a professional and thinking how professionals would think and doing the things that professionals would do, and not recreating the wheel and let your ego get in the way, you guys. Like, keep it, use what we've got, use the people that are already in your team, in your organization, what our company has to offer, so that you can continue taking action.
For sure. It's time to go pro, guys. Who's next? Who wants to tell us how you're asking them? Megan?
I can go.
Okay.
So I do the same thing. I use the system that we already have in place that is free. I use the method of, hey, it's not for everybody, but would you be interested in taking a no obligation video tour? I didn't used to use the no obligation, and I still kind of got some crickets. So I started throwing that in there, and everybody's like, oh, no obligation. Okay, I'm going to take a look now. And then I did the same thing. Every Thursday, I'm following up. Hey, I don't know, life gets busy. I don't know if you've seen those emails that have been coming through, but can you hit me back with a number, 1, 2, or 3? 1, I'm interested. 2, I'll take a look within the week. 3, I'm no longer interested. That way, if I get 3s, I can take them off my list and move on. 2s, I can put them on for next week, and my 1s, I can start working and getting them on the phone. Todd told me, if you do not plan to be on the phone and be in network marketing, you're doing it wrong. You're going to have to get on the phone. So anytime I get somebody on the phone. That way that they can hear my excitement, they can hear my energy, and they can hear everything going on that I'm super excited about. I don't chase anybody. When I first started, I was always like, I'm here if you need me. I would follow up too much, and I was always so available. And I had my sponsor come into my messages, a 3-way message, and she's like, hey, you're being too nice. You're following up too much. You're too available. Stop all that. So I stopped chasing people. Don't chase people, because if you have to chase them to join, you're going to have to chase them to work, and you're going to have to chase them to follow up and do all that, and it's not worth the time. So that's how I do things.
Love it. Who's next? Judy, Lindsay, who wants to go? Judy? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. So I think one of the most important, or I should say valuable things that we have is Facebook Messenger. You can go into your Facebook Messenger and you can search by a word. So one thing that I've done a lot lately is I'll go in and I'll search CBD, and it's going to pull up all the messages of the people that I've talked to CBD about in like forever. And I mean, I can easily go through those. I mean, obviously, probably 70% of them are going to be team members asking me questions about CBD, but those who are people who ask me about the product, or they might have asked me about the opportunity, I will reach out to them and just say, hey, we haven't talked in quite a while. You had reached out to me last year and asked me about my product or company. And if it's about the opportunity, just say to them, I realize now may not be the most opportune time for you, but I just wanted to make sure that if you do think about getting into a home-based business, I have a great one with a full house of brands. You're not locked into one thing. I just hope that you will keep me in mind in your forefront. And a lot of times they might say, oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot all about that. And they might start talking to you about it right then, or they might just tell you, absolutely, when I'm ready, I'll get back with you. So you can do that. You can look for the keywords, my daily choice. You can look for any keywords that you would have talked to somebody about the business or the product. That's one way. And then another way, it is hard. It is very hard to just reach out to somebody and try to prospect them. And my advice is just don't do it that way. Reach out to people just to say, hey, how you doing? Build that relationship. I had a girl reach out to me the other day, and hey, I don't know what she knew. She knew I was in my daily choice because she said, oh yeah, I'm really inspired by your story and blah, blah, blah. And I was wondering if you keep your options open. And first I'm thinking, wait a second, my story, I'm in my daily choice, and you wonder if I keep my options open, and I've never heard from you before. I've never seen you. I mean, right away, I'm like, seriously? You're coming to my inbox and you're immediately trying to get me to join you in another opportunity. For me, that throws up the biggest red flag. You need to have the conversation going with someone. Don't just run into their inbox and basically spam them about your opportunity. How are you doing? Build a relationship. When you get them in the inbox and you're communicating with them, the Facebook algorithm is going to allow them to see your Facebook more often. Now, I don't personally use my Facebook profile and constantly post about the business or the opportunity of the business or the products. And that's simply because I've been in it for 3 years and I've built that up, that everybody already knows what I'm doing. I had someone reach out to me 2 weeks ago and she said, "Hey Judy, I want to ask you about your CBD." And it's because she knew that I have CBD oil. And I do keep that, I'll post maybe a selfie with one of the products, or I might say something about, I love that my home-based business allows me to do this. When you first get started, yeah, you do have to do a lot more as far as you have to get it out there. You have to get it known that you have these products and that you have this opportunity. But my best advice is don't just jump into people's inbox and try to get them to join your business or buy your product. Form that relationship with them first. And then finally, if you're scared to do it, because seriously, it's making my heart jump just thinking about reaching out to people and asking them to take a look at your business. Just remember, you're going to get a whole lot of no's, and don't take it personally. Like what I really love, a lot of people use this comparison. The waitress comes and asks you if you'd like dessert. No, I would not like dessert. Thanks. I'm so stuffed. Is she going to pout and be upset and darn it, I wish I hadn't even asked them if they wanted dessert? No, she's not. You just have to remember, just because they tell you no, it's nothing against you. It's not because they hate your dessert. It just might be that they're full. So look at it that way. You're going to get a lot of no's, but at least you're going to get in that person's mind and they're going to think about you when they're ready.
For sure. You got to go for the no. 100 no's. You'll never know what that next yes will lead to, right? Lindsay?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm actually going to play off what Judy said. You guys, marry the process, divorce the outcome. Marry the process of prospecting and inviting, and stop worrying about, like Tina said, if they're going to say no. There's a 50% chance that they're going to say no. So accept that and just be okay with it. And I know it's scary in the beginning, but the more no's you hear, the easier it is to take, the easier it is to ask. So it's almost like you got to dive in, rip the Band-Aid off and do the things. And I promise it will get easier. So when it comes to inviting, I am big on the pre-enroll system. It's all that I use personally. But the number one question I get from new people is, I know I need to use the pre-enroll, but how do I get them to the point where I send them the video or send them the link to take a look? So I have kind of a twofold system. The first thing is you have to be posting on social media. If you want to build on social media, like a lot of these leaders, they are self-proclaimed introverts. They want to build online, which is amazing. But don't expect to get paid from social media if you don't show up on social media. So consistency is key. And I like to use the 3-2-1 posting method. So every single week, typically 3 of my posts are lifestyle posts. I'm a mom, my husband's a boat captain, I'm posting funny memes, I'm posting stuff that I genuinely enjoy posting about. 2 days a week, I'm doing a curiosity post. Maybe I'm talking about a business win. Maybe I'm highlighting a team member. I'm telling their story. Meet this real estate agent, meet this nurse, meet this mom of 3, meet this person who's doing big things in the cannabis industry. And let me be clear, big things is $100 paycheck. Most people think it's impossible to earn money online in their spare time. So if you're highlighting a basic win, that's going to give you the opportunity to start a conversation with someone. You're going to generate more leads that way. And then post 1 in the 3-2-1, I'm going in for the hard sell. I'm doing a Facebook Live video where I'm doing an opportunity presentation live. Eric Worre, the last GoPro that I went to, said, I can tell you the success of a leader by the amount of people who can do the opportunity presentation in their downline. Get comfortable saying the words, you guys. You don't have to know all the ingredients and all the science, but you do need to know a little bit about our products, a little bit about the opportunity, how it works, even if it's just sending the link to them and saying, listen, check out this 12-minute video. It will give you all the answers that you need. So I'm going to give you guys an example message that I send. Now, like all of these leaders have said, and I will say it the same, don't spam the world. Don't be that person. This message is for people that maybe you've connected with on another level and you've never prospected them. Maybe this is someone who is, on your chicken list that you would love to prospect, but you just haven't crossed that bridge yet into asking what it is that they do if they're open to taking a look. So I'm going to give you this example message. And then the last thing I'll cover, because I know time's getting short, is I'll just kind of tell you how I structure my conversations when I'm prospecting and inviting. So the message I like to use is, hey, Sally, I'm not sure if you've seen my post or not, but I work part-time as a paid cannabis affiliate. It's been a great way to earn extra money from home. Notice I'm not saying I'm earning a full-time income and I make $1 million, because that doesn't matter. Like Megan said, like, they don't care. I don't know if it would be a good fit for you or not, but would you be open to learning more about earning money in the cannabis industry? The phrase for me, and this is my personal experience, the phrase cannabis industry and paid cannabis affiliate have worked wonders. And here's another ninja tip, guys. If you're prospecting in Facebook groups and someone says, like, looking for a way to make extra money, what do you do? I don't say join my team at MDC. I say I work in the cannabis industry, period. And people go, what? Wait, who? How? Can you give me more info? So those keywords will allow you to prospect effectively. And then they're opening the door. They're saying, give me info. Let me know. Like, yes, I would love to learn more about how to earn money in the cannabis industry. So if they say yes, if they say no, at least I have an answer from them. And I know, like Tina said, I've offered them the opportunity. You guys, that's your responsibility, begins and ends with the offering. That's it. It's not your job to make the decision for them. Let them know what we have. If they say yes, then you say, okay, perfect. I'm going to send you a quick link. It's going to give you tons of info about the company and the products. I'll check back tonight at 7 p.m. to see if you have any questions. The key there is I'm setting that next appointment time. When you're inviting people to take a look, don't leave it up to like the heavens that you think they're going to jump into your inbox and say, here's my money. Like, join me, sign me up. I've got a great network. They're not going to do that. Set it in the next appointment time. Introduce them to the tool. Leverage your social media, build those relationships. Like Judy said, let people know that you're in the industry. Establish that, make it known, be proud. You guys, you're a business owner. This is your business. And if whether you want to make $500 a month or $500,000 a month, be a responsible business owner, be a practical business owner. Let people know, like, this is what you're doing, and it will make those conversations that much easier. The inviting will become easier. The closing will become easier. And if you don't know how to close yet, leverage your upline, leverage one of these amazing leaders, use them in a 3-way chat, because they know how to do the things. I promise you, they're making big bucks here. They know how to close people. They know how to make them feel welcome and get them plugged in. So don't be afraid. The last thing I'll leave you with is, please don't be afraid. This is how you build a business. You have to talk to people. It doesn't have to be scary. Marry the process, divorce the outcome, and I promise you, you will be able to build the business into whatever it is you want it to be.
Woo. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Well, that is at the top of the hour. I know we wanted to open it up for questions. Do you guys have a couple more minutes? Maybe we can give it 5 minutes. And if anyone has any questions, we can answer them for you. Is that anyone? It is recorded, Lynn. I see that message. Yes, Megan will get it out. Megan will get it out to each of us, and we'll be able to post it in all of our team pages for you guys. So you'll be able to watch it again, and maybe even we'll email it out to everybody. Does anyone have any questions before we call it a Saturday?
I do.
Okay.
Sorry, it's kind of dark here. I want to ask all of you, how do you get back to, I've got a networker who's interested, but he's still, like, he's got everything that he needed, and he's still kind of hanging on to it. Like, what's the next step? If you already, he wants to be connecting, and it's just a timing, perhaps. I'm not sure. Is there anything else I can do to speed the process, or perhaps maybe I just have to wait? Does that make sense?
He's taken.
He's another networker.
Yeah. Has he taken your tour?
Yeah, and he loved Josh, and everything.
I would just say continue following up with him each week. Hey, how are you doing? Just checking in. I wouldn't keep bugging him about the business, but just stay on top of him, and keep you at the top of his mind.
You can
Yeah.
even, you can also, you can send a posture message. Like if someone's kind of saying yes, but never committing, and you just don't want to chase them anymore, like Megan said, like don't chase them. Just say, hey, guy, Josh, hey, Josh, I know you're interested in the CBD industry. I would love to get you started, get you rolling, get you plugged in, but I definitely don't want to waste your time or mine. If it's a yes for you, I would love to get you started. If not, can you let me know? Or let me know in 6 months, should I follow up with you then? Then you can establish it's a no, it's a yes. Sometimes people just, they don't want to make you feel bad. So give them the opportunity to make a decision, and then you don't have to spin your wheels on him anymore.
Yeah, he has a good position, and I've known him years ago in another network. He was surprised that I was in the business, and we connect, and I thought this is a great opportunity. And he does love the company. He loves the product. So he has been watching. So I think I'll do that and just straight out ask him. Thanks, Lindsay.
Awesome.
Thanks, Alicia.
Anyone else?
I have a question. May I ask it?
Yeah.
First of all, good morning, Alicia.
Good morning.
It's in regard to the algorithm and the possible process of when you address somebody on your Facebook friends list that is not the actual friend that you know, but somebody that you have added because they were in the suggested line or they know somebody you know type of thing. Is it better to go right into the private and say hello, or would it be better for the algorithm and possibly to be a little less obtrusive, if that's a word, to the person if you went onto their timeline and said, hey, how you doing? I see that you have a greyhound like I have. How old is she? Or do you notice any issues or whatever? Just to start that ball. Would the algorithm be better there for people? Because now everyone that's on their friends list, when they go to their timeline, will see that message and perhaps say, oh, who's this guy? Or maybe I'll just check out their profile because it's somebody new talking to them type of thing, as opposed to going right to a private and saying, hey, I see you have a dog, or I haven't, I see you're on my friends list, but we really haven't chatted. Is there a difference of doing that as far as being, polite or whatever to somebody?
Daryl,
Go
one of
ahead.
the things that I do when I'm adding someone as a suggested friend, I mean, first I see if it's someone that I'd want to connect with.
Right.
And then if I'm doing a power hour and that's what I'm doing, connecting with people, I'll write down the names. Or sometimes you don't even have to. You can go back into your recent friends. You go to friends, go to recent friends. And then I make sure that if they are someone I wanted to add, that I'm interacting with them throughout the week. And then maybe the following week I reach out and say, oh, we recently connected. I noticed, then plug in one of those things that you mentioned. And then you want to make sure that right after that, you're going live or you're doing something because you just have been interacting with them, then you got in a private message with them, and now you're going to go live. That's probably going to get seen on their timeline.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much. And I'm also following I watched the Eric Worre introduction video that he had on his 70 challenge thing, where he said about, making up the list no matter what, whether it's 250, 1,000 or whatever. So I've been working hard on that. My hand is cramped.
I'll
But
set a time for that.
yeah. Do you know anybody? So I will just say thank you, and as always, to all you love. Also, one last thing. I think it's very cool and shows a lot of how important it is for anybody watching this, including me, but anybody new that's watching, coming in as well, that you have a pretty young lady like Tarifa from Hawaii, who you see all over the place and successful, and is still asking questions about different scenarios, and it just shows that you never know everything, and each and every one of us can always learn something new. So thank you for that as well.
That's right. We're always asking questions. We always ask questions, right, girls? So, leaders ask great questions. So
I have something to add.
yeah, go ahead.
I think also a lot of the times you go straight to somebody's inbox and it's the first time they've ever heard from you. I think it's more important to, if you've got somebody that you want to reach out to and talk to, you think they might be a good prospect, first start paying attention to their timeline. Go and comment, give them some emojis, give them some love. And that way they kind of see you are commenting on their post. And when you do inbox them, then they already kind of feel like they maybe know you, that you've actually shown some interest in them. And I think that's probably a really good thing to do with someone you've never talked to before.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Judy. That was perfect.
For sure. All right, let's do one more question, then we'll wrap it up for the morning, and we'll see you guys next Saturday. Who has a question?
I actually have a question.
All right, go ahead.
So I have roughly about 10 to 15 potential customers and leads to join with me. However, I always get oh man, the product is too expensive. I could get the product for a lot cheaper. So I struggle because I will tell them, well, what product are you using? Let's compare, and I will compare. And they don't always like that I compare, but I'm like, you guys are saying that, you know, you rather have a cheaper product that doesn't have the full effects of the CBD. It's not necessarily the greatest. I try to tell them, like, not all CBD is equal. And just from getting what I have gotten educated by following Amy, and they'll still ask me like, oh, well, what about this and what about that? And they still reach out to me, even though that I told them, and then they kind of just like didn't talk to me for a couple weeks or whatever. They still reach out to me. So I know it's probably just a waiting game, but to have that many people who are in my inbox interested and nothing's happened, and I joined July of last year. Yeah, July of last year. And to the fact that it's been that long, I reach out to them monthly and still nothing. So I'm not sure like if there's another way to go about it, because they do want the comparisons. And when I give them the comparisons and I show them how it's extracted and I show them all the information that's on the back office that gives us the information for the CBD, they really, I feel like they just don't like it. They're like, oh, well, we're wrong about our CBD and don't want to be wrong. I don't know. So any advice?
Stop chasing those people.
Yeah.
Just stop chasing them. Let's face it, people are cheap. But if there's something that they want, like they want a pair of new snow boots, it's getting that time of year, they're going to go buy those snow boots. People will make a way to get what they really want. So I wouldn't focus so much time on those people. Let them come back to you. When they try,
like I said, I reach out to them occasionally, but they reach out to me more so than I reach out to them, because at one time I was reaching out more, and in those last like 3 or 4 months, I kind of just like, whatever, I'm not reaching out, and I haven't. But I had just gotten like 2 messages yesterday stating, hey, like, you know, I'm really interested in the product, but, you know, it's really expensive. Is there a cheaper way for it? And I'm like, well, I can't change the prices of our product. Then they're like, well, can you buy it and we buy it from you for cheaper? And I'm like, well, then I don't make money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, like,
don't
no,
want
I
to
can't give you
devalue
the
our
product for
product
free.
already.
Yeah, keep their name on the list. And when we have a sale, who knows? We've got Cyber Monday, Black Friday coming up.
That's right.
Keep those people's names on your list and reach out to them. If they do a 10% off sale, reach out to them and say, hey, we're 10% off right now. Or also tell them, well, you know what? If you've got a 60-day money back guarantee, go ahead and try the product. And if it doesn't do a thing for you, if you don't think it's worth it, if you don't think it's better than the others that you've tried, you can return it. Obviously, you don't want people returning, but once they get it in their hands and, 60 days, you never know. They might, and then say, and if you can't continue to afford it, you know what? You got a referral link as a customer. If you can get 3 people on this product using your customer referral link each month, you're going to get a bottle free.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah.
Now for the director
I've
pack.
that too. Yeah. So I definitely have done that too. And like I said, like they literally like, go quiet. They won't answer me after I give them the information. And I'm like, well, I try not to give them too much information, but the information that they're asking for, so it doesn't seem pushy or anything like that. So I was just like kind of getting frustrated because I'm like, okay, these same people have been reaching out to me when I stopped reaching out to them. So I'm like, why are you guys
Say
reaching
when
out
you're
to
ready
me?
to feel, when you're ready, you know, you find out what they want it for. Hey, when you're ready for this to help you with your whatever that you mentioned to me, I'll be more than willing. I'm here when you need that help, you know, and then make sure that on your page you're continuing to share how it's helping whatever they just said. Share some testimonies. A lot of people, it's that emotion piece, and like Judy said, when they find an extreme need for it, they're gonna get it. Or I can't tell you how many people who have tried other CBDs and it doesn't work, and then they are in my inbox again. Or don't be afraid to ask people, well, you've tried something, how are you using it? How often? You know, a lot of people, they're not even using it correctly or choosing it, and you start to become that expert. You're giving them tips regardless on what, if it's yours or not, and they're like, well, shoot, this girl knows what she's talking about, maybe I should just give hers a try for 60 days.
For sure.
Yeah.
Can I throw
Thank
something
you
out?
guys.
What's
Can y'all
that?
hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
One thing that I had a couple of ladies that wanted to try it, and of course they were concerned about the price. And so I recommended that they go in together. They were sisters. I'm like, go in together and buy a director's pack. You're going to get the product cheaper. And one of you buy it, you know, you put your money together and one of you sign up this month. And then whenever your product, when it's time to reorder, the other one puts it under their name. Of course, that way I get the, you know, initial order commission. And they did it. And so that's one way to get them the product cheaper. You're getting them in your customer base. So that's just a
Oh,
thought.
that's a good idea. Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, make connections connect, and you benefit from it.
For sure.
I just have one last. That was great, by the way. I just have one last question. Are we expecting an announcement? I've been holding off ordering this month because I remember that there might be an announcement from Josh tomorrow. Was I correct on the 8th, or was that his anniversary announcement yesterday? Is there anything happening with Josh coming out tomorrow about anything?
I haven't heard anything about tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Maybe I had.
The announcement that he was doing was the promotion, the 5K, 10K, 25K.
Okay, cool. So I know I can order now. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, it's 9:15. We're going to wrap it up this week to respect everyone's time, and we will be back next Saturday. You guys go out, make it a great week. We're just so proud of all of you for showing up this Saturday morning. We know your businesses are going to explode this month with all this training and recruiting challenge that we have going on. So we're really excited to be doing this with you guys. We'll see you next Saturday. Thanks, ladies.
Bye.
Later.